In the meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean Diddy Combs.
Man, I ain't gonna lie.
It's hard to fully grasp the extent of the turmoil engulfing Sean Combs. Right now, once celebrated as a music mogul and cultural icon, he now finds himself at the center of one of the most shocking scandals in entertainment history. But just when you think the story can't get any more unbelievable, new revelations emerge, each more jaw-dropping than the last. What exactly is Diddy being accused of, and how far is he willing to go to protect his empire? Let's dive into the latest chapter of this saga that's shaking Hollywood to its very core.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment.
Imagine this, a multimillionaire confined to a cold, windowless cell, frantically scribbling notes on scraps of paper. That's reportedly what Diddy has been doing while awaiting trial. And the contents of those notes have sent shockwaves through courtrooms and newsrooms alike. During a routine sweep of his cell, authorities uncovered a series of handwritten messages that could potentially blow his case wide open. These weren't just random scribbles or doodles. They were allegedly detailed instructions prosecutors claim were meant to find dirt on his accusers and silence them once and for all. It's hard to fathom. A man who once ruled the music charts is now reduced to plotting revenge on pieces of paper, all while facing the very real possibility of losing everything: his career, his empire, and his legacy.
So there's a few things going on. First is the privilege issue. The judge will decide whether the documents are privileged or not. If they're not, they're going to go to the government. If the documents are not only not privileged, but they're evidence of witness tampering, then a few things can happen, all of which are bad for Sean Diddy Combs. First, of course, he could face obstruction of justice charges in a superseding indictment.
The notes reportedly contain chilling directives like pay off witnesses and find everything on the victim. Prosecutors argue that this is clear evidence of obstruction, painting a picture of someone attempting to manipulate the case from behind bars. But that's not all. Diddy is said to have made multiple calls to family members, urging them to gather damaging information on his accusers. One prosecutor even claimed that Diddy directed his relatives to collaborate with individuals outside his legal team to handle certain accusers. What does this reveal? It suggests desperation. A man frantically trying to regain control of a situation spiraling completely out of his reach. And let's be honest, if these allegations are true, it's downright sinister.
Exactly. You're just like, it's there. I mean, it's not just there. It's everywhere. My news feed is dominated by it. Fox News, CNN, everyone. There's raids at Diddy's house.
Diddy's defense team is, of course, pushing back aggressively. They've labeled the raid on his cell a violation of attorney-client privilege, insisting that the notes were private and meant solely for his legal team. His lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, has been outspoken, calling the search an egregious overreach and accusing the prosecution of misconduct. Agnifilo argued in court, claiming the notes reflect legal strategy, not criminal intent. But here's the million-dollar question. If these notes were merely legal brainstorming, why do they read like a checklist for witness tampering? You don't need a law degree to see how that looks.
At the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, the judge ordering the prosecution to turn over its findings from a jail cell raid, Diddy's jail cell, just yesterday. What were the contents of those raids?
Well, apparently, according to the defense, they're legal documents. The government's saying no, on the contrary, they're just some handwritten notes and a calendar.
The prosecution isn't buying the privilege argument either. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic made it clear during a recent hearing that paying off a witness and digging up dirt on two different victims is not a matter of privilege. She argued that these notes reveal a clear pattern of obstruction, with Diddy allegedly attempting to influence the case even while behind bars. And that's where things take an even darker turn. According to Slavic, Diddy's actions aren't just about protecting himself. They're about controlling the narrative and silencing anyone who could expose him. It's a level of manipulation that's almost impossible to fathom.
I think it's over.
You think it's over?
I think it's over for him as like a figure in entertainment.
Right. But do you think it's over as him as far as like he gets a cell right next to R. Kelly?
I don't think so.
But let's take a step back for a moment. This isn't just about some scribbled notes or a few phone calls to family members. It's part of a much larger, far more complex story, one that's been unraveling for months, if not years. Diddy's legal troubles began with accusations of exploitation and abuse. But what's coming to light now goes far beyond what anyone could have anticipated. The allegations paint a picture of systematic manipulation, where power and wealth were allegedly used to exploit and silence victims. And the deeper you dig, the darker the story becomes.
That's what people were saying, and maybe everybody's a conspiracy theorist now, but that's what people are saying about the Diddy situation. Like when the feds rolled up, with the Hummers and shit, they were like, it wasn't about Diddy, it was about if there were tapes of powerful people there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
They were the ones that called. They're like, I need to protect myself, so go in there with all the things and rip any tapes or any evidence.
One of the most explosive pieces of evidence against Diddy involves a series of recordings reportedly seized during raids on his properties. These aren't just ordinary recordings. They're said to contain incriminating footage of him engaging in deeply troubling behavior. Sources close to the investigation claim that these tapes were hidden in safes and encrypted drives, indicating that Diddy went to great lengths to keep them under wraps. Why? Because if the rumors about their content are even partially true, they could not only destroy him, but potentially implicate others in Hollywood's elite circle.
Rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
For years, rumors about what truly transpired at Diddy's infamous gatherings have circulated within the entertainment industry. These weren't just typical house parties. They were extravagant, exclusive events, and according to some, deeply unsettling. Former attendees have described them as anything but ordinary, with some claiming to have witnessed disturbing acts that left them shaken. Now, with these tapes reportedly in the hands of investigators, those whispers are transforming into loud, inescapable questions. What exactly was Diddy hiding? And who else might be implicated?
Rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
Meanwhile, Diddy's behavior behind bars isn't helping his case. In addition to the notes and phone calls, prosecutors claim he's been coordinating with associates to launch a public relations campaign aimed at swaying public opinion. For example, he allegedly instructed his children to post celebratory videos of him on social media, hoping to craft a more sympathetic narrative. But here's the thing, when you're facing allegations as serious as these, no amount of carefully curated Instagram post is going to change the facts. If anything, it only makes him appear more calculated.
There's people on both sides, right? There's the people on the right that are trying to nail the people that are on the left with this. There's people that are journalists that are trying to nail the people that were involved in this.
This is it, yeah.
And they've managed to keep that list from coming out, which shows you how powerful certain people are. That should show you a lot. That should be terrifying.
Then there are the accusations about how Diddy has treated those closest to him. Cassie Ventura, his former partner, has become a central figure in this story. Her lawsuit, which accuses Diddy of years of exploitation and manipulation, has opened the floodgates for others to come forward. Cassie's bravery in stepping into the spotlight has been widely praised, but it has also made her a target of Diddy's alleged efforts to discredit and intimidate his accusers. Prosecutors claim Diddy has fixated on Cassie, using her as a scapegoat to deflect attention from his own actions. It's a textbook case of gaslighting, and as disturbing as it is predictable. What's particularly striking about all of this is how many people seemed to have known, or at least suspected, what was happening, but chose to remain silent. Over the years, Diddy has surrounded himself with powerful friends, from A-list celebrities to influential business leaders. While some have distanced themselves in light of recent allegations, others have remained conspicuously quiet. It raises the question, how much did they know, and if they knew, why didn't they speak up? The entertainment industry has a long history of protecting its own. But this case could be a turning point. The real question now is whether those who once stood by Diddy will continue to do so, or whether they'll finally speak out.
Who was hanging with Diddy?
I mean, everybody hung with Diddy. That's the other tricky thing. Like, Diddy hung out with everybody. And I've spoken to a bunch of people who are like, yo, great dude, like, always there for you, never asked for a single thing.
Till 1 a.m.
And then freak off.
Everybody says, get out of the house.
Yeah.
It's like the gremlins start eating after midnight.
One thing is clear. This isn't just about Diddy. The allegations against him are sending shockwaves throughout the entire industry, sparking a reckoning that has been long overdue. For years, stories of exploitation and abuse were swept under the rug, dismissed as rumors or exaggerated tabloid gossip. But in today's climate, where survivors are finding their voices and demanding accountability, those days are over. Diddy may be the one facing charges right now, but he's not the only one under scrutiny. The real question is, who's next?